What's going on, Trollomaniacs? Welcome back to the old channel, and you might have heard the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X have launched. If you were lucky enough to get one, what game did you grab? There's been some grumblings. It's been a little bit quiet. The hype wasn't quite as exciting. Today I want to talk about the PlayStation 5 launch titles in relation to the PlayStation 4. Were the PlayStation 5 launch titles actually weak? Was the PS4 just God's gift to the gaming world with its launch titles, or were they soft as well, and we just have this weird nostalgic memory built up out of nowhere? I'm going to cover PS5 launch titles and PS4 launch titles, and we're going to see how they compare and which one actually had the better launch. Stick around. Let's take a look. So we're getting right into it. The PS4 launched, and there was a lot of games that had the PS4 name on the cover. But just because the PS4 name was on it didn't mean that you couldn't buy it on previous consoles. And the PlayStation 5 has that as well, but I will say right off the bat, the PlayStation 4 came out with a lot more games that you could play on the PlayStation 4. But that doesn't mean they had as many exclusives. At the end of the day, here is a list real quick going down of all the PlayStation 4 titles that you could play on launch. Angry Birds Star Wars, Assassin's Creed Black Flag, Call of Duty Ghosts, FIFA 14, Battlefield 4, Just Dance 2014. Oh yeah, Just Dance. Who doesn't want to get that on launch day? We have Injustice Gods Among Us, Lego Marvel Superheroes, Madden, NBA 2K14, and then you have some Sony PlayStation exclusives, but they probably came out on the PS3, maybe the Vita, and here we go. Flower. Killzone Shadowfall. That was an exclusive PS4 game. We'll talk about that. Knack. Resogun? I always forget how to pronounce that game. Sound Shapes. Escape Plan. Again, another PS4 exclusive, but also on Vita. So it's kind of like, was it exclusive? I don't know. Then you have Flow. Okay. Oh, and Knack was also a PlayStation 4 exclusive. Then we had indie titles. Contrast, never played it. Pinball Arcade. Like pinball, but probably not going to be a system seller for me, at least on day one. Super Motherload. Little indie platformer, but hey, puzzle platformer. Pretty small, definitely wasn't taking advantage of the PS4, but it was available. And then Warframe. Warframe might have been like the best game you could play on the launch in terms of taking care of the graphics. It was a PC exclusive and a Sony PlayStation 4 exclusive at the time. So it wasn't only PS4, but it wasn't on Xbox, wasn't on PS3, and now it's on everything. Now it's all over the place. And it's on PS5. They're going to have some updates for that. So there's your PS4 launches. Now let's look at the PS5 launch window. Okay, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Astro's Playroom, Demon's Souls, Destiny 2, Godfall, Observer, and Sackboy: A Big Adventure. Oh yeah, and then Bugsnax. So with that, I don't know if I mentioned Assassin's Creed Black Flag on the PS4. 2 Assassin's Creed games. They have that launch window on point. So here's what it comes down to. The PS4 had more titles available that had the PS4 name written across the top. Whereas the PS5 doesn't have as many PS5 exclusive games, but there is a list of a ton of games that take advantage of the PS4 games that you can play on the PS5, and they give it a graphical upgrade. They make the frames per second a lot better. They make it a little more stable, which does make the gameplay experience a little better. But again, it's not going to make it a PS5 game. It's an upgraded PS4 game. And here is a list I'll put on screen that you can see. There's actually a ton. But I didn't buy my PS5 so I could go back and play Borderlands 3 on it all the time. Now, I will play it because I love the game, but I didn't buy my PS5 day one and spend $500 to play Borderlands 3 with some graphical upgrades. That's really not the reason I bought it. I want to play it just like when I bought my PS4 to get the latest and greatest. So let's look at some of the games that came out. Angry Birds Star Wars on the PS4. I played that on my phone. I'm not too worried about old Angry Birds on the old PS4. Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I did buy that on launch day. Great game. Fun game. Also a PS3 game. So you didn't have to have it. Call of Duty Ghosts. PS3 game as well. You didn't have to have Call of Duty Ghosts to the PS4, although it did look better. FIFA, Battlefield. Battlefield's a great one. That was all over the place though. Just Dance covered that one. Not River Dancing on day one. Injustice Gods Among Us. Again, not a PlayStation 4 exclusive, but it was a better version on the PS4. Lego Marvel Superheroes, loved this game, and it looked drastically better on the PS4 than the PS3. Madden 25, NBA 2K14. Now we're going to the Sony exclusives. Killzone Shadowfall. That might have been the system seller on day one for you if you're an FPS fan and a Killzone fan. Great series, fun game. Then we're moving on to Knack. One of the most underrated co-op games, I swear. I love Knack. My son and I played this multiple times, as well as a sequel, and it was the one that probably everybody demoed at GameStop when he went to play the PS4. Knack was a fun game, and it looked great at the time, and it still holds up. So if you haven't played Knack, little bing for you, good co-op game, especially with kiddos. Escape Plan. Escape Plan was a PS4 and Vita exclusive. Now, the Vita obviously didn't have quite the graphical fidelity of the PS4. So if you have a game that works on the Vita and the PS4, I don't know if I'd consider that a system seller, but if you're a fan of Escape Plan, you could play their PS4. So it was kind of an exclusive. And then Warframe was an exclusive game to the PC and the PS4, and is still to this day a fun game to play, and people love it. Now moving on to the PlayStation 5 exclusives. Astro's Playroom came with the PS5. Really fun. Really, it's a tutorial on how to use your new system. But it's really fun, and I love that it's free. What did the PS4 come with that was free? An HDMI cable? Cool. Yeah. I don't remember any games for free. Then we have Demon's Souls. It's a remake, but it's a remake that looks so much better. It's really a new game with an old shell. It's literally a brand new game that utilizes the story and basically the map of the first one. I mean, if you look at like Resident Evil 2 on the PS2 and then Resident Evil 2 on the PS4, it's like, the PS1, and then the Resident Evil 2 remake on the PS4, you're like, yeah, it's the same game, but it's not. That's kind of how Demon's Souls is. Obviously, the PS3 jump to PS5 wasn't quite as drastic as the PS4 to PS1 jump. Then you have Destiny 2 Beyond Light. Destiny 2 is a great game. I love Destiny 2. I put a lot of time into it. And now that it's available on the PS5, even though it's not exclusive, might be one to look at. Another exclusive, though, is Godfall. It's a timed PlayStation 5 exclusive, which means, for now, the only way you can play it is on the PlayStation 5. I really wanted to get this game. I went to GameStop, and I was like, ooh, how's Godfall? And they're like, it's okay. I'm like, what? Like, why am I letting other people's opinions base my day one buying? But I did, so I didn't get it. If it would have local co-op, I would have bought it. But online co-op, to me, just doesn't quite do it. Then you have Observer, and then you have Sackboy: A Big Adventure, which is another game that's available on the PS3, but it's not exclusive. And then the other PS5 exclusive is another free game, Bugsnax. It's a PS Plus game. If you buy your PS Plus subscription and you own a PS5, you get it for free. So you get 2 free games, Bugsnax and Astro's Playroom. 2 free games on the PS5 launch. That's pretty cool. I mean, that alone does give you a little bit like, okay, maybe not the gigantic games. You're not getting The Witcher 3 at launch or anything, but at least you're getting a couple games. If you didn't get a single game, like I did with my Nintendo 64 when it came out, at least it came with 2 you could play for a while until you could scrounge up a few pennies. So that is pretty cool. But overall, the PS4 had way more games. But in terms of exclusives, we had 4 PlayStation 4 exclusives in Killzone, Knack, Escape Plan, and Warframe. And the PS5 has Astro's Playroom, Demon's Souls, Godfall, and Bugsnax. So 4 and 4. We have 4 games on the PS4 that are exclusive, and 4 games on the PS5 that are exclusive. The ones that took advantage of the system to the best of their ability and didn't have to go backwards compatibility style and work on the previous gen. So with that, the launch titles are, yes, a little soft on both. And if you got a PS4, there were more games that had the PlayStation 4 branding across the box that were better for sure than the PS3 counterpart. But in terms of purely exclusive games, where the developers didn't have to go back and make another game that was graphically going to be like the graphical fidelity of the PS3 that also worked on the PS4, there was 4. 4 on the PS4 and 4 on the PS5. So, looking at it now, what do you think? I don't know. I mean, how could I forget about this one too? Spider-Man Miles Morales. I don't know how it crossed my mind. I even have notes here and I can't even read them. Spider-Man Miles Morales, PS4 game as well as a PS5 game. The PS5 version does look better, but you get the same gameplay experience on the PS4, so what? I really wish it would almost have been a purely PS5 game, that we could have seen the most epic version of the game we could get. And as time goes on, we're going to get that. Developers will start utilizing every ounce of RAM, every gigabyte of data, every piece of that processing power. The GPU is going to be getting overheated. Over time, they'll learn to utilize this PS5 to its full potential, and when they stop making games for the PS4, it will also help. I'm not opposed to it. I love they're making games for PS4. I still want to use mine. I gotta take mine on the road. And I love that the PS5 has the option with some games that you can buy the PS4 version and get the PS5 upgrade. I think that is hugely important. But again, it hasn't been implemented all that well yet. The one thing PS5 has going for it though, backwards compatibility. If you have a PS5, your PS4 library is 100% capable of playing on your PS5. Okay, 99%. There's a few games that don't work, but most of those games are not the big heavy hitters. So that's what you got. You got this PS5 that did have a little bit of a quiet launch, 2020. What do you expect? And the PS4 had bigger launch titles in terms of the number, but they were also on the PS3, just like a lot of the PS5 games are on the PS4. But in terms of system sellers, there was like 4 on the PS4, 4 on the PS5. That's all I got. So I'll let you guys kind of figure out, what do you think? Is it really as soft as we thought? Is it because the PS4 had more boxes out that were blue that said PS4 across the top that made you think it was a bigger launch, even though those games were still available on last gen? I don't know. Just here to bring the info. I don't know what to tell you about that. I'm all about the PS5 right now, but I don't have a lot of games. So with that, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you're thinking. Did you get your PS5? Is it a sore subject because it's backordered? I don't know. Keep trolling. Keep rolling. See you next time.